Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Cocos, and just before we do, we're going to look at Bitcoin as well, see kind of what's going on there, because that's obviously kind of driving some of the price action here recently. We had a 10% sell-off the day before yesterday, Black Friday, kind of more like a Red Friday for a lot of folks. And then yesterday we got that typical green candle as a result of the sell-off. You can see that happened here, here, and here. It's pretty standard to have a green day following a sharp red day because a lot of people are adding to their position, averaging down, dollar cost averaging, which I've been recommending for some time now. Make sure you dollar cost averaging right now before it's too late to both Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Bitcoin and Ethereum are both a very good, likely strong catalyst for the rest of the year. So just keep that in mind. We're going to be okay. But right now, this is appearing to be one of the last legs down. So there's a small possibility we might see 52,000. But it does look like 54,000 is holding pretty strong here in this area, and I like to see that. Looking at the moving averages, obviously 60,000 is still a pretty strong resistance level. We look at the 4-hour chart as well. The 50 is working its way down. We need to get back up above that 50 for about a day or two in order to have more confidence in this direction here. So to me, I'm not really bullish on Bitcoin until we obviously pass 60,000 for one. But for two, like the secondary requirement for me essentially would be hopefully to have the 50-day SMA a little bit lower below the price action before we see an increase to the upside. But you can kind of see here, we got a nice straight line for the most part. I mean, this is very, very, very consistent versus all the other, sharp angles that we've seen previously. So with this kind of going almost straight sideways, that is a good sign that the price is almost unwilling to go lower. So that's a good sign. We like to see that. So not terrible stuff from Bitcoin, but it is what it is, right? All right, and just before we get started here, if you are new to the channel, just want to let you know, I am not a financial advisor. I love teaching people how to become better traders, and that's my passion, and that's why I have this trading community and this channel, of course, to ensure you can become, overall just better and more self-sufficient. Teach you how to fish instead of fish for one day, right? So I've got a signal group as well where I send out signals for every single trade that I take. That's kind of part of my premium membership. And I have that so that way you can kind of see how I structure my trades and you know how to survive in this environment. So check that out in your own time. Open enrollment is December 1st. Just bear that in mind. There are no slots available the remainder of this month. Looking at Cocos, 4-hour chart here. We're going to go right up to the 1 day first and work our way down. And we do have this bullish pennant pattern that's working out. I wouldn't say it's 100%, but it's definitely progressing that way, right? Where you got the price kind of working itself into a wedge. Traditionally, it'll break to the upside. Now, we need to have some consistency from Bitcoin, I would say, to be able to have that happen, allow that to happen. Because a majority of this redness here recently was based on Bitcoin selling off, not the other way around, right? Now, obviously, Cocos has done very well on its own before that happened. But lately, I've noticed there's been a strong correlation with Bitcoin getting really close to this 54,000 support level. And a lot of coins, like KuCoin and Gala, there's a handful of really good coins that are a bit on the overextended side, and those are getting impacted by Bitcoin sell-offs more sharply than they should. And this one perhaps is likely a candidate there. You can kind of see a similar pattern here in the recent past. So just bring that to your attention. Most coins that get overextended, they have a tendency of kind of falling in line with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes down, they go down hard. But of course, when Bitcoin goes sideways, they take off. So it's kind of an interesting thing. That's kind of what I'm seeing here from Cocos. Take a look at RSI. We're over 50, under at 70. No big deal there. That's actually very good. We want to stay over 50 at all times on the 1 day. Now the 4-hour, we'll see what we got here. We are testing 50 on the RSI. So hopefully we can kind of stay above there, and you can kind of see 50 on the RSI is effectively this major support and resistance level of $3.68, or sorry, $3.69, I guess you could say if you're round up. $3.69 is a very strong support and resistance level, so we'll see if that can hold here soon. Keep in mind that's more relevant and more important on the 1 day candlestick than the 4-hour, because you can see here it's trying to break that resistance point and it hasn't yet. Therefore, the 1 day candlestick closing below can still be considered bearish. We'd close below on the 50 on the RSI, of course, on the 4-hour, and that would effectively imply that we are more bearish than bullish in the overall sense of things, right? That's essentially what we look for. That's how the relative strength index helps us. It tells us that we are considered oversold or overbought. In the last 14 candlesticks, essentially, that's basically what it's telling us, that we have that kind of sell-off, that consolidation effort, right? The price is still trying to go down. Now, granted, we do have higher highs and higher lows here so far, right? We got these 2 higher lows, almost a third, and of course, 2 higher highs. So if this next high cannot come up here and break this plane, then we might very well likely see a little bit more bearish sentiment. Okay, but generally speaking, right now, based on what we've seen here so far, there's more bearish than bullish signs, and that's not a bad thing. It just kind of is what it is, and we got to just kind of respect that and maybe consider dollar cost averaging as the price goes down. Do not put everything into one. Don't have like a really tight stop loss and a really lofty target, because it's probably not going to work out that way. All right. Now, granted, we haven't looked at the 1 hour chart. This really is probably the ultimate way in which we can identify trends, because you can see it tried to come up here and break the Ishimoku cloud, but got rejected and came back down. That actually happened with KuCoin recently too. Just last night, we took a position, and Crow decided it wanted to fall flat on its face all the way down to 70 cents from 82. Now, that happens sometimes, but it was mainly because Bitcoin sold off, and Bitcoin's on this razor's edge right now, and a lot of coins that are overextended like this one are having that tendency of just going and just retracing as soon as Bitcoin does too. Okay, so that's why it's important to identify that and to look at Bitcoin first to kind of understand the relationship between the two. Because if Bitcoin's looking completely bearish and it's like it's on its last leg, you can expect Cocos to fall flat on its face here soon, right? Just based on the fact that they're kind of working synonymously. Not saying that's going to happen, just keep that in mind, right? Now we're within the cloud, so generally speaking, we don't want to consider taking entry, and until we close above this 369 on the 1 day candlestick, I would still consider us to be more bearish, and the fact that we might actually in fact lose the cloud here soon, which would imply that we don't want to consider taking a position until it's back above. Good news is the cloud is receding, and we're seeing this kind of get closer to that support. So a lot of times I'm cautious about taking entry, even if the cloud gives me a buy signal going into a resistance level. So what we hope for is for the price to kind of consolidate sideways, close somewhere around here, perhaps even on the 1 day candlestick, and then to give us a chance to be able to get that confirmation we're above the cloud and we're in good shape. But right now, we don't have any indication of that, minus the fact that the baseline is below the conversion line, and that is the one positive here. But again, more bearish than bullish at this point in time. Taking a look at CD sequential, we can see we hit up to a 9. We got that reset. That was kind of effectively the the continuation downwards. Now we're seeing we're about at a 3. So hypothetically, we could see about 6 to 10 hours more of bearish sentiment that pushes the price down. And the hope is the fact that it doesn't come much lower than here, because then it would be creating lower lows, and that would essentially reset that higher high, higher low pattern, giving us more implications of bearish sentiment, bearish control, right? So we don't want that. Ultimately, we need the price to kind of basically just ride this line here, right? This ascending wedge pattern, or that ascending pattern, so to speak, that pennant that seems to be creating. We could very well see a break to the upside here in the next couple of days, right? That's a likelihood. But for right now, I don't see an indication that's going to do that right away. So hopefully you found benefit here. Hopefully it's answered some of your questions. And what we'll do is we'll just take a look at Cocos again here in the near future. It's definitely not in bad shape, don't get me wrong. You just got to understand that there is a correlation between Bitcoin and Cocos now at this point. It's not direct, don't get me wrong, but Bitcoin goes much lower than just say 53,000. We're going to see Cocos lose this pattern, lose its lower lows or higher lows, and essentially start making those lower lows, and that's not a good sign. All right. So again, my prediction is just pretty much some consolidation sideways action for the next 24 to 48 hours. And then we'll go ahead and reassess soon to ensure we can take either entry to the upside, which I think is still likely based on this pattern here. Traditionally, they do break upwards, right? However, we don't know that yet. We need Bitcoin to stabilize just a little bit longer, okay? And I think this next week, we're going to see some nice stable action from Bitcoin. That's just my personal opinion. And what I mean by stable is long positions to the upside, where we're going to probably break 60,000 next week or two. We're going to see a bullish December. I have no doubt about that. But for right now, it's kind of just doing its thing, right? Okay, thanks again for your time. Appreciate you joining me here today. Hope you have a great rest of your day. See you in the next one. Take care.